Question number 8. The effect of closing the key in the circuit shown in the above would be to A. Increase the current by 0.4 ampere, B. Reduce the current by 0.4 ampere, C. Increase the current by 0.6 ampere, and D. Reduce the current by 0.6 ampere. So here is the circuit drawn, as you can see, and the key is given whether it is open or closed. So to calculate the current flowing through the circuit, we should first look at when the circuit is open and when the circuit is closed. This is the key. Key is like a switch. It acts to form or to break a circuit. So in this case, let's first find the current when this key is open. As you can see, it's open, meaning the circuit is what? Off. Meaning current as it flow here like this is not fastened through this 8 ohm resistor. So we should ignore this 8 ohm and find the current. So we can find the total resistors R total because these and these are in series. So we have R1 plus R2. So R1, our R1 here is 8 ohm plus our R2 is 2 ohm. So a total of 10 ohms. So this implies that our R total is this. And we know that from Ohm's law, V is equal to what? IR. Ohm's law, meaning voltage is equal to current times resistance. We are looking for this current. And the voltage given in the circuit is 6. So we have 6 is equal to I. We are looking for 8 times the R. The R here is the R total, which is 10. So we divide both sides by the coefficient of R here, which is 10, over the coefficient of R, 10. So this cancels this. This implies that I, the current flowing through the circuit, when the key is open, is what? 0.6 ampere. So now, this is the circuit when the key is open. Then let's take a look at it when it is closed. When the key is closed, this is going to be like this. The circuit is going to change like this. So this 8 ohm, these 2 ohms, this is 6 voltage. So now here, another 6 ohm. Now the key is closed. So you form it like this. Here is 8 ohm. 8 ohm. So this is 8. So now you see the current that will follow from this 6 volt, when it follows like this, it has to circulate. Some of the current will follow through this and some will follow through this, because now the 8 ohm and this 8 ohm are in parallel since the circuit is now closed. So now our total resistance R will be, I have to calculate this one and this one are in parallel. So it will be 1 over 8 plus 1 over 8. 1 over R. This is, so 1 over R, let's say R prime so that we shouldn't get lost. 1 over R prime is equal to, the LCM between this 8 and 8 is 8. So 8 into 8, 1. 1 times this one is 1. Plus 8 into 8 is 1. 1 times this one, 1. So 1 over R naught is equal to 2 over 8. So 1 over R naught is equal to, is the same as 2 over 8 is the same as 2 here 1, 2 here 4, so 1 over 4. We cross multiply 1 times 4, this one times this one, and this one times this one. Is equal to 1 times R divided by 1 divided by 1. So this implies that our R prime is equal to 1 times 4 is 4, 4 over 4 is 4 over 1 is 4. So it's 4 ohms. And you can see this is the what combination of these 8 and 8 in parallel. But we can see now the 8, this one is no longer 8 ohm, but R prime is now 4 ohm. and it is in now series with this one. It will be in series to up. So therefore, our total R total will be equal to R prime plus that R, let's say R2. So this will be our R prime is 4 ohms plus this R2 is 2 ohms. So this will give us a sum of 6 ohm. So this implies that our total resistor is 6 ohm. So from Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. So we are looking for the current now flowing through the circuit when the circuit is closed. So our V is 6 is equal to I, we are looking for it times the R. The R is 6. So our 6 over 6. 6 cancel 6. So this implies that our I is equal to 1. So the question says it increased by this or it reduced by. So you can see when the circuit is open, our R previous I, when the circuit is open, you can remember is 0.6. That is I1. And then I2, when the circuit is closed, this is what we found, 1 amps. So meaning when the circuit is closed, the current increased. So the current increased to 1 ampere. So we can see the difference between this and this is what? So our I will be equal to I2 minus I1. The difference is 1.0 minus 0.6 amp. So this will give 0.4 ampere. So meaning it increased by 0.4 ampere. And that is option. Which option is that? It increased by 0.4 ampere, which is option A. Is the correct answer. Question number 9. Which of the following statements on the use of X-ray is incorrect? X-ray are used A. In a hospital to obtain photographs of tissues and bones in the body. B. For the treatment of malignant growth like cancer cells. C. In detecting fingerprints. And D. To reveal hidden flaws in metal casting and welded joints work of art. The question demands for the use of X-ray, and we are looking for the one that is incorrect, meaning we are looking for the exception here. So to summarize the use of X-ray, you can use this acronym A, B, C. A stands for X-ray is used in hospital or in hospital or in the photographers for A, for arthritis, for detection of arthritis. Arthritis in joints, meaning what? Inflammation of joints. Arthritis in joints meaning inflammation of joints. And then B for detection, B for bone. For detection of bone fracture and tissue damage. You can see this is usually done in hospital. Whenever a patient is brought with a fracture or with a tissue damage, and the doctor is not certain or you want to have a confirmation, you will just send the patients go and do X-ray. So when they went, the X-ray will reveal any fracture in the bone. And then C for detection of cancer or any tumor in the body. Cancerous cells in the body, to detect where they are and attack them for treatment. So this is the short summary of the uses of X-ray. Just ABC, arthritis, bone fracture, and then cancer or tumor. So S says in hospital to obtain photographs of tissues and bones in the body. You see, this is one of. And then B, for the treatment of malignant growth like cancer. Malignant growth like cancer is for C. And then C, in detection of fingerprints. The radioactive or the Electromagnetic wave that is used for detection of fingerprint is not X-ray. The one is that is used for is the UV light. UV light is the one that is used in fingerprint. And then C, to detect hiding flaws in metals, casting, and welded joints of arts. Yeah, this is one of, because it is used for any cracks apart from cancer. C also stands for cracks in metals. So cracks in metals, cancer, and the rest. So this one is, so when there is any cracks in metals or flow or fault in the metals, you can use X-ray to detect that, just as in the case of bone. So the correct answer here is what? The exception here is detection of younger fingerprint, which is option C. Question number 10. Natural radioactivity consists of emission A, alpha particles and beta rays, B, alpha particles and X rays, C, gamma rays and X rays, and D, alpha particles, beta rays, and gamma rays. You know, natural radioactivity consists of what? We have alpha, we have beta, and we have what? Gamma. Alpha particles, beta rays, and then gamma rays. These are the three natural radioactivity we have, or that are emission. So A, alpha particles and beta rays. You see, first option they exclude the gamma rays. B, alpha particles and X rays. There is no beta. No, even there's no beta and there is no gamma. And X-ray is not natural radioactive. And then gamma rays, X-ray. So the correct option here is alpha particles, beta rays, and gamma rays, which is option D. Let's move to question number 11. 11. If a source of solid is moving, a stationary listener will hear a sound of different frequency. This is called a Doppler effect, B, resonance, C, ultrasound, and D, rarefaction. You see, Doppler effect. Doppler effect is an effect that entails changes in the pitch of sound, that is in a relationship between a stationary observer, stationary, or we can say just observer, not specified, observer and source. A source here is a sound device that the sound is blasting or coming from, while the observer is the person that is hearing the sound. So when the relative differences or relationships between the observer and the source, as it may variable, like when the source is moving and the observer is stationary, or when the source is stationary and the observer is coming towards it. So there is difference in the change in velocity and frequency of the sounds. So this is talking about Doppler effect. While when you take resonance, resonance is talking about a phenomenon whereby a vibrating body is setting another body vibrating, both having the same natural frequency, like a tuning fork. When tuning fork, uh, when like you press the tuning fork, and it will vibrate. And if there is a water or any surrounding air, it may cause the devices there to also vibrate. So that is talking about resonance. And then ultrasound. Ultrasounds is one of the application of sound that is used in detection of like structures in the body, like ultrasound imaging that is used, like MRI, that is used in detection of the structures in the body. If there is any fault in the organs or anything affecting the body, ultrasound imaging usually reveals. And then rarefaction. Rarefaction is usually in what? In a wave. Like if you have wave is moving like this, and then you see where you have distances between the particles of the waves, and then like this. This is called compression. Compression. And then this one is rarefaction. So it is one of the attributes of wave. So you can talk about the wave in the case of sound wave, but this is not talking about any rarefaction. So the correct answer, as I explained, is what? Doppler effects that explain the relationship between the source and observer, which is option A. Question number 12. Which of the following can be described as high tension transmission? A. High resistance and low voltage. B. Low current and high voltage. C. High current and low voltage. And D. High current and low resistance. So you see high tension transmission. Usually you can see them in a circuit. You can see the followers that are holding wires, electric wires from a long and travel a long distance. So these you are seeing they are the high tension transmission. They are first to step up transformer. Step up transformer before they travel to the cities. They first pass through the step up transformer, and the step up transformer increases the voltage to become very high voltage because they are traveling a very long distance, and low current reduce the current. Okay. So high tension transmission are the electric waves that are carrying high voltage and low current after they were passed through a step up transformer from the station. So let's see from the options which says this. A, high resistance and low voltage. B, low current and high voltage. C, high current and low voltage. And D, high current. So we can see option B, low current and high voltage. So high voltage from here and low current. So the correct option here is